The penultimate wave, second to last one before the BCP wraps up, we got our Feather and Cherry Cups, Tours, Los Angeles Laps, Athens Dash, and Vancouver Velocity, New Course, Squeaky Clean Sprint, GBA Sunset Wilds, GCN Daisy Cruiser, and Wii's Koopa Cape and Moonview Highway. First discussion on the channel with a brand new high quality microphone and mic mount. Let me know how I sound compared to past videos. A lot of fun with this wave and the tracks, some mixed opinions for sure here and there. Let's just jump into it. So we got 3 entire characters, one of which being new if you don't count Tor. Petey Piranha, Wiggler, and Kamek arriving back into Mario Kart. And you really couldn't go wrong with these 3. Wiggler's a common Mario foe. She has her fans, but she was only playable in Mario Kart 7 prior to this, so I don't think she'd make a comeback in 8 to be honest. She's a solid character for a Mario Kart roster all the same. She's adorable, charming, getting mad whenever she gets hit. It's Wiggler. Solid all around, not much to complain about. Even better though is Petey. Popular Mario boss, was primarily only playable in Double Dash prior to this and Tour, so it's really nice to see him make a comeback. He just fits as well as King Boo does in my opinion with the series. So yeah. Kamek, however, definitely fits better than Petey and Wiggler combined. Essentially, the main antagonist of Yoshi's Island, consistent sub-boss or enemy in multiple Mario and Yoshi games, cut from Mario Kart 64, his honk sound is his chatter sound effect from Yoshi's Island. It feels long overdue to have Kamek in a proper Mario Kart. Yeah, he was in Tour. I keep downplaying Tour because even beyond my hate train for Tour, literally no one was palpably hype in a genuine sense for almost any of the newcomers because it's Mario Kart Tour. So him in 8 Deluxe feels like his actual debut to the series, and so many more people are more excited for him and the other characters because of Tour's reputation and status as a Mario Kart, and now because of 8's reputation just getting better and better. All this said though, Kamek's 100% main material. I don't main anyone in Mario Kart 8, I juggle between multiple characters because the roster's so huge. Mario, Rosalina, Yoshi, Daisy, Waluigi, Drybones and such. Kamek's joining that rotation too. He fits right at home, he's a great addition to Mario Kart. New characters are fantastic all around. There was a lot of patch note changes, lightweights got nerfed, some heavies got buffed, more stuff like that. I'm not here to discuss that though, let's talk the tracks. Starting with Tour Athens Dash, people ripped into this track mainly for the house and buildings lacking textures in the background. Though columns and roads and such do have some. The track's alright visually, but it is a fun one to drive for sure. Various twists and turns, you trick off columns into the Athens Coliseum, the ocean far in the distance. It's definitely in the upper half of Tour tracks, being a good city track. This wave also repeats last wave in that we get 3 city tracks in a single wave again. Which, thankfully it evens out because like last wave, all the city tracks are good ones. I'd argue better than the last wave. We'll get to those, but Athens Dash is a solid and good one. GCN Daisy Cruiser making its comeback here. It's always been a great track, and I think this iteration's the best one for sure. It's more colorful, more vibrant, it takes more from its 7 counterpart than Double Dash, which is good, because the starting section you have 2 diverging paths instead of 1. The Goombas chilling in the pool, which you could drive through, is a cute touch. The dining area is less hectic, but still hectic. The cargo hold's still underwater with the trickable clams. The remix is very cozy and a vibe. Combined with how much more colorful the track is, Daisy Cruiser feels cozier than it ever did before. I'm satisfied it's made a comeback, but I do think they did it justice, coming from a guy who isn't that big of a huge fan of Daisy Cruiser to begin with. Another track I'm not too big of a fan of originally was Wii Moonview Highway. Even though it's in Tour, I did not think it would have come to Mario Kart 8. Despite that, call me crazy, I think this might be one of the best tracks in the whole wave. Top 3 or at the very least top 4? Probably top 4. The lighting is flat out so much better than before. There's much more of a luminescent glow on the whole track. It's vibrant, it's gorgeous, textures are solid, we got the return of the bomb cars, the boost panels are larger, and there are less cars than before. The hectic nature is the fun of Moonview, but I think this does make it more fun in a different way. The boost panels are better, and in the city portion they can change layout, like Excitebike Arena's ramps, and just the feel of zooming past all these cars on a city highway. Toad's Turnpike's the beginner city with driving cars track, Shroom Ridge is the intermediate one, and Moonview Highway is essentially the advanced one. Especially on 200cc, there's still some challenge to making sharper turns when you're in the opposite lane where cars can hit you a lot easier. The changing boost panels, the bomb cars, the remix is absolutely slapping, and there's a normal variant with a city variant just like in Wii. And both sound so damn good. I'm unsure if it would ever eclipse Koopa Cape, but I do think it is pretty close. Moonview Highway's a blast. And another blast, Squeaky Clean Sprint. Can anyone tell me why Nintendo decided to go hard on the toilet track in Mario Kart? The bathroom track is one of the best tracks in the whole DLC, and probably one of the best tracks in the entire game, similar to Yoshi's Island. The whole concept and idea behind it reminds me of a modded custom track from Mario Kart Wii. The scope, you being small in this giant room with all these giant objects and whatnot, it reminds me of CTGP. Beyond that, this track's quite an adventure. Starting out on the sink, driving into it, swerve over a notebook into a bathtub, going down the tub's drain, where like how drains work, there's a bit of a speed current through it, you could trick off screws, a ring's just sitting in some off-road, you make it out of the drain onto the floor with soap detergent and it's off-road, and the entire section being slippery, you glide over a toilet onto towels back to the finish line, but the tub section has a sponge trail as another path, might be faster, there are these bath bombs that are kind of geysers that you trick above, the toilet sprouts a geyser, and there's an upper portion of the final stretch that you use to glide to the finish and over the sink. The song's pretty good, the concept still feels unique and distinct despite Ribbon Road doing something similar, and it even has some of the shortcut and alternate path usage Ninja Hideaway does, plus all the giant objects, hairbrushes, soap bars, shampoo, a boombox with cassette tapes, sponges. This track's an adventure. It's dynamic, it's a fun concept, it's got various different pathways and routes you could take, the theme is great, it's another S-tier track amongst the DLC in my opinion. You know you're in for a fun time when Nintendo decides to go hard on the bathroom track. Tour Los Angeles laps. There is no sunset like the original. It's daytime like others. Yet, I still think this track looks decent all the same, and it's still fun. It's also the first truly sectional city track too. Like, all the other ones link to a previous section to get to a new section, but Los Angeles Laps is completely sectioned off, more like 3DS Rainbow Road. The track design's solid, a bunch of varying paths on lap 3, the remix is still a banger even with the omission of vocals that made it more distinct. Roughly the same tier as Athens Dash, probably a little higher, but still a solid track. So have you guys ever had a cheeseburger without cheese and the bread? Because that's basically GBA Sunset Wilds. Something positive about the track is that the mud actually functions like it's supposed to, in that it genuinely slows you down, which is good. The skybox is pretty. The Shy Guy's still do-si-do to the music, the TPs are there, and the remix is incredible. I don't think it's a stretch to say this is one of the most disappointing tracks in the entire Booster Course Pass, let alone the worst one this wave. In Super Circuit and in Tour, the design's slightly different, but the entire appeal of Sunset Wilds is that the sun literally sets throughout the entire race. It's a regular sunset, then it turns to dusk, and then night by lap 3. It sets as you race in Tour and Super Circuit. Why add Sunset Wilds if you're not even going to make the sun set? Yeah, we're talking something completely aesthetic, but unlike the lower quality textures and graphics where there's a clear quantity over quality approach there, the setting sun into nighttime is practically the entire reason people like this track. That's literally the whole reason people love Sunset Wilds. That's basically its gimmick. Now it's gone. Gimmickless outside, I guess, the mud? And then that makes it one of the most basic tracks in both the DLC and all of Mario Kart 8. Snowland's arguably better designed than Sunset Wilds, to be honest. It's something with a different lighting engine or skybox thing or something 8 has that Tour doesn't. I think that's the reason why the sun doesn't set. I don't think that's an excuse. Say what you will about the graphical quality of the DLC, I'm pretty unequivocally sure everyone agrees the lack of that time of day segue kills the entire appeal of Sunset Wild, and it definitely does not help that the track layout is easier and more simplified than the original, just like Sky Garden. So it's unfortunate to see another GBA track suffer the same way Sky Garden did. Debatably worse because it's more than just the layout, and also a bummer to not see another wave hit the same stride as better than the last wave, like waves 2, 3, and even 4 did. I'm sorry, but Sunset Wilds kind of brings down this entire wave a really good amount, which sucks because of all this reasoning, but also because Sunset Wilds is legit one of the best tracks from Super Circuit. Top 5 or even top 3. Like, you're treating my mans like this? Why even add it at all at that point, you know? Thankfully, Wii Koopa Cape picks up the slack, being another banger for Mario Kart Wii, and with this, not only does Mario Kart 8 basically have all the bangers from Wii, Mario Kart 8 has almost half the entire track selection from Mario Kart 7. It has half of its retros with Mushroom Gorge, Coconut Mall, Maple Treeway, Calamari Desert, Daisy Cruiser, SNES Rainbow Road, Waluigi Pinball, and now Koopa Cape, and it has 7 of its nitros, so it's kind of funny and awesome in that way, but Koopa Cape is another really good one from Wii. The curvature of the layout, the half pipe, the river, the pipe underwater, and it's combining every element, making the pipe portion look like a half pipe like in 7, adding an actual half pipe in that same section, like what Wii does, even though it's not in Wii in that part, and making it plus that entire section anti-gravity. The remix is unbelievably great. The fact it's split amongst 3 versions, the normal, river, and underwater variants again, which hasn't happened since Wii, is incredible. All 3 sound gorgeous. Outside some textures on the mountain, the track looks great, and it's just as much of a blast to drive on as it always was. Kind of another Mushroom Gorge scenario in that sense, and I'm really happy about that. Another one I'm also happy about, Tour Vancouver Velocity. Even with my hate boner for Tour, I've always been an advocate for Vancouver Velocity. The visuals and aesthetic are gorgeous, its song's great, its track design is one of the best city tracks Tour has ever had, and it's been my favorite city course from Tour. Happy to say all that still remains. The skybox, Aurora Borealis, lighting, and general graphics and textures for the most part are actually gorgeous. The remix is sublime, the track design's peak city track, the bridge portion's rightfully anti-gravity, drive past the monument, the lake, the tunnel, the town. I genuinely love Vancouver Velocity. I think I gave Tokyo Blur a high rating back during Wave 1. That opinion's gone down a good bit for sure, but that was before the letter grading I did, and extremely unlikely you're going to see my opinion of Vancouver waver. First time you're seeing me give a city track an S tier rating, Vancouver's one of them. And that's the general overview on the tracks and characters. Great character additions, mostly great tracks, a couple slightly nerfed one way or another, and one being significantly nerfed from its original in multiple ways. Because of that, I think this wave is probably in the middle of it all. Better than Wave 1 and probably Wave 2, but definitely not as good as Wave 3 or 4 in my opinion. Some very high highs, but a couple slight lows with one very low low. Ranking wise, 8th place, our very first D tier track of this DLC goes to Sunset Wilds. Design wise, I don't think it's worse than Toad Circuit for example, but you know what to expect with Toad Circuit. Sunset Wilds here is simpler in design, has no sunsetting like the original, which is the entire appeal of the track. And when most of the other GBA tracks either maintain the integrity of their original counterpart or radically change their designs in a creative way, or both, Sunset Wilds does the opposite for both of those and makes it wildly more basic by comparison. Mid D tier, considerable disappointment, but skipping C tier and going to the bottom of B tier, I would say Athens Dash. Solid design, solid twists, shortcuts, aesthetic, etc. Above it, 6th place, mid B, Los Angeles Laps. Fun beach theme, fun remix, fun design and sights, an upper tier city track for sure. 5th place at the bottom of A, Daisy Cruiser. It's always been a fun track. Fun design, fun remix, fun aesthetic and theme, and this version's cozier and more fun than before. And top of A at 4th place, Moonview Highway. It's visually more appealing, it's got the same solid design, altered boost panels every race, fun tight corners to make similar to Shroom Ridge, and I still had a ton of fun with this one, even when it's slightly easier than the original. At the bottom of S tier though, 3rd place, once again, first legitimate S tier I'm giving to a tour city track, Vancouver Velocity. Great design, gorgeous aesthetic, gorgeous remix, great visuals. I genuinely love this track. 2nd place, given it's a Koopa Cape, it's always been a great track with a fun design and gimmicks, and all of them are maintained here. Fantastic triple layered remix, fun pacing, a great track that continues to entertain. And mid S tier at 1st place, Squeaky Clean Sprint. This track's got everything going for it. Design, pathways, shortcuts, theme, concept, music, the sense of adventure. I don't think it hits the same high Yoshi's Island did, but it is still an immense thrill in my opinion. And we now bide our time for the final wave of DLC as the Booster Course Pass draws closer to its end in a couple months. Predictions? Pauline and no Kongs, but King Babam are our final characters. And the tracks will be Tour Romavanti, GCN Mushroom Bridge to make more use of the bomb cars returning, SNES Bowser Castle 3, and Tour Piranha Plant Cove for the Acorn Cup, and the Spiny Cup will get a new city track, GCN DK Mountain. If Dino Dino Jungle, I'm not going to be shocked, but I would much rather DK Mountain because all of us can agree DK Mountain's a much better track. Piranha Plant Pipeline, this revived unused track from Mario Kart DS that's in Mario Kart Tour now, and Wii Rainbow Road. Let's hope and see those are our final picks. Let me know your thoughts on that, the Wave 5 tracks, the rankings, the characters, etc. Thank you for watching and listening, and stay tuned for more Mario Kart and Mario content to come. Stay super.
Yo, hey, 妹妹，嘿，我来啦！共和，马哈哈呀！ 拉面，嘿，来面，来个面，功夫，再见，呀，哈哈，拉面，笑手面，谢谢。